Welcome to the December 9th, 2019 Advance Report for McGowanGroup clients and NetWorthRadio.com listeners. I'm Spencer McGowan, your financial weatherman president, McGowanGroup, and congratulations! You've taken the step you need for a fast-paced tour that's also educational and designed to help you make great investment decisions for 2020. We start with the Dow chart, year-to-date price change. It's a 19.55% gain for the Dow currently. That is after a blockbuster jobs report in November. 260,000 net new jobs created, way off the charts above expectations. And what does that mean? It ain't a recession. It blows away the headlines we saw this time last year of the looming recession. And of course, we made fun of that in some of the prior broadcasts because the headline was overused. Well, another category that we'll get to in this, global high yield, also had a similar year of gains. We'll hit the high points here as we go through year to date and forecast. Apple led the way. Apple at this time, obviously having a 70% year. That one company is worth $1.2 trillion at this price, drove the S&P and the Dow to all-time highs. But is it worth it? The entire energy complex, including ExxonMobil, ConocoPhillips, Kinder Morgan, we'll see in just a second. The entire energy complex has 4 times the revenue, twice the profit of Apple, yet it's only worth $1.1 trillion and Apple's valued at $1.2 trillion. That is a clue for where the bargains may be in 2020. Amazon also had a reasonably good year, 16.5%, lagging the equity indexes. Lagging in a year that was this explosive for the equity indexes is not necessarily an indication that something wasn't a top performer. When we look at D.R. Horton, America's home builder, a 58% gain, Fort Worth-based D.R. Horton, congratulations. I had 52-week highs all through here, and it indicates that it's not a housing recession either, at least not yet. We'll be watching. Economic activity. Is there going to be a recession in 2020? This is economic growth right here, the forecasts. And as you can see, it's really about 2%, somewhere between 1.7 and 2.1. And when we start to look at 2020, that's important because it's not a recession yet. You're not seeing contraction. If this number drops below 1, we'll do a special alert. So be sure to subscribe to YouTube McGowan Group and you'll get special alerts if this starts to descend. But that jobs report says, this quarter could be better than expected. And of course, Larry Kudlow saying we could see 3% growth. Inflation, it's about 2%. Global interest rates not rewarding investors on government bonds right now, so we'll cover one of those solutions as we go forward. This is the high yield index, one of those solutions. Total return, 12% for the year. Shorter term B-rated U.S. corporate bonds still at a discount, 87% of an estimated par 100. That means you're getting paid and you've got some default room there. With an 87% valuation. There's some gain potential still left in high yield. Now, here's the interest rates for the year. They went down, not up. The Fed cut instead of raising the rates. What are they forecasting for 2020? They're not going to do anything. They're tired of being in the press. They just want to keep their cushy deep state jobs, get their pensions, and they're going to be quiet for the rest of the year unless something happens on inflation or the economy that's unexpected. Global high yield, a 24% return. This is one example, not a recommendation for your portfolio till you come down and get a plan. If we discuss a security, that's not necessarily a recommendation. We may actually be selling it. But in this case, global high yield is a category, 24%, beating the Dow. Wow. Global high yield was the bright spot for fixed income this year. And there are still discounts available and yields above 7 in an environment where Europe is essentially negative interest rates. Kinder Morgan, energy infrastructure. There's another clue. Global high yield, energy infrastructure, our focus acquisitions here at the end of the year. Nice 28% gain from the leader in the pipeline space. And the pipes are generally full. The future investments that these companies are making are likely to be funded more by the major oil companies. This could be the sweet spot for both yield and growth, especially since we've had a huge tech blowout. S&P 500, what's ahead for earnings? We had an earnings recession this year, obviously anticipated last year, and we had a little downdraft in 2018, a mini panic I'll call it. See, profits actually descended. This is a more than 20% increase over the next 24 months forecasted for the profits net for U.S. corporations. We'll see if that materializes, but again, not a recession. All right, we're going to conclude with a North Texas superstar, Tenet Healthcare, their symbol THC. I guess that's a rather fortunate symbol for the cannabis lovers out there. But anyway, hospital provider. Has nothing to do with the cannabis industry. 106% gain at the close on Friday. At this chart, 105%. Wow, what's happening? Well, some of the healthcare allocations are waking up, and we're going to research that for next year, both pharmaceuticals, biotech, and also the hospital or provider indexes. But Tenet, a huge winner right here in North Texas. I'm Spencer McGowan, your financial weatherman. Be sure to subscribe for fast-breaking news. If conditions change in 2020, you want to get the first alert and the charts and graphs to go with it. Get to NetWorthRadio.com, fill out the preliminary client questionnaire, and set your time for a free 1-hour brainstorming session with the team that cares, McGowanGroup Asset Management. Thank you for tuning in to our YouTube channel. I'm Spencer McGowan, President, McGowan Group, your financial weatherman. We sponsor each week NetWorthRadio.com broadcast that has the charts and graphs, many of which you saw today. We also sponsor this YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe for fast-breaking news, an alert when we post something in a market condition that may have changed. Our goal is to help you as an investor make the right decisions at the right time. And that's part of what this YouTube channel is about, as well as NetWorthRadio.com. I am well served with a team of 10 people, including myself. And that team that cares is actually made up of people who are devoted to your net profits and your success, as well as excellence in service. If you want an educational experience to follow this up, get to NetWorthRadio.com, the McGowanGroup.com. Right here, we disclose our net client experience all the way back to 2001. What that includes, the bear market cycles of 02, 08, 2018, and the recoveries through the most recent quarter. That is true education of investors and exactly how our clients have done, disclosed right here. Further disclosures, value at risk of loss. Yes, investments are going to fluctuate. That's part of the reason for this broadcast. And that can actually work to your advantage. We'll build that into your plan. So I urge you to go to NetWorthRadio.com, fill out the preliminary client questionnaire, a free 1-hour brainstorming session by phone or at the Crescent in Dallas, and we will map out a multi-year plan for you and your family that's appropriate. Just because we talk about a security on this broadcast or any securities doesn't make it a recommendation for your portfolio until you have that written plan. Thank you for tuning in today, and we'll be back next week as your financial weatherman.